Hey guys, Marsegan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be doing a proper showcase for the physical Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. We've obviously used him a fair bit in some of these videos already, but primarily he's just kind of been there to be the unit that sits next to and juices up Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. Obviously he is the best partner for him, so it's kind of understandable, but we're going to take a proper look at him and what he does and why he is so good. So we're going to start off using him with Vegito, but we will get some turns in with some other setups as well. But yeah, this guy, very good. Potentially the best of the Heroes EZAs. I still need to go through. I'm going to do a Heroes EZA tier list during the subathon tomorrow. I am doing a Heroes big subathon tomorrow. Heroes versus the world. We're going to do Heroes team versus basically every single event in the game. And at some point during that stream, we are going to do the Heroes units tier list as well. So this guy probably is the best of the EZAs. It's quite a surprise he got a leader skill upgrade to 180%, which I think we've only seen from LRs so far when they get their EZA. So was not expecting that. So he's a very good leader if you don't have any of the 200% leads for crossover. His super attack greatly raises defense for 1 turn, does immense damage to the enemy. And then his passive is attack and defense 180, as well as getting an extra 60 when performing a super. He gives crossover allies 1 key and 30% attack and defense. Giant 8 power allies 1 key and 30% attack and defense. And those do stack, so if the unit is in both, they're getting 2 key and 60%. It's one of the reasons why he makes Limit Breaker Vegito so good when they're next to each other. He also has reduced damage received by 5% per crossover or giant 8 power ally on the team. And there is no cap, so if you're running a full crossover team, including the friend, that's 35% damage reduction that he has. So that's very good. He also still has the high chance to counter a super. So I mean, super counter, very, very effective. They made that update recently, even though there's not a lot of events. I say recently, it was quite a while ago now. Even though there's not a lot of events that it really applies to. But they have the update where we can counter supers even in events where the enemy can dodge. So that is obviously a very, very useful ability. So we can see here we're starting off at 272k defense. Now, we have 35% damage reduction, but with those numbers, he's not exactly going to be like the best slot 1 unit, right? He's getting 60% on super, so that's going to be about another 130 or so. So he goes over 400k. His super attack effect is a 50% raise as well. So he's going to be over 500k defense fairly easily after supering with 35% damage reduction, which means the only attacks that really will do big damage to him after he supers is a super attack, which he has a coin flip chance of taking 0 damage from. So obviously very, very effective. I wouldn't normally put him in slot 1, but I feel like on this rotation, especially with the support, if we don't do that, then we probably just get Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito goes crazy and then kills him. But I mean, look at that, 12 million attack stat from this guy, and this is his first rotation, and then we get an additional as well. So that means he's clearing 600k defense easily here, if, you know, the enemy had actually been able to survive. So he's just not really taking damage from anything outside of a super. And then even if he doesn't counter it, like 600k defense might not be the craziest, but when you also add in the 35% damage reduction, it means he's like double-digit tanking 1 million damage super attacks, which is pretty crazy, right? So definitely very, very good. Let's go ahead and let's let you get some hits in, actually, if Cell actually manages to survive to the point of attacking Limit Breaker Goku. So might as well get him some build up if we can. Probably won't stay in this event for the whole duration, because I mean, the thing with Vegito, and I said this about Limit Breaker Vegito as well, it's one of the reasons why Limit Breaker Vegito is so good, is neither of these units need any build up. They're just as good as they are straight away. Like if you start off turn 1 and they're on rotation together, that's it, like off you go. Vegito's doing like 14 million, Limit Breaker 14 million multiple times, built-in chance to crit. Then the normal Super Saiyan 4 Vegito without any extra supports doing like 10.5 usually. Obviously on that first turn we had the support from Supreme Kai of Time. So the rotation of these two guys goes absolutely crazy, and I feel like people will sort of overlook how good Vegito is potentially because of how good the Limit Breaker Vegito is. But this guy's pretty crazy too. That's why I want to get a little bit in here after the this first section where we just show him off with some other giant 8 power units. and on some other team setups, because obviously if you pull Limit Breaker Vegito, you just want to put these two guys together. They're going to go absolutely crazy. The thing that I am really happy with, which I made a tweet about it a while back, but I really wanted this Vegito to be good enough to be run on main rotation, because then you can do rotations like this where you're either running him with Limit Breaker Vegito, or you're running him like on other teams with like LR, full power Goku, and he can just be on rotation, not only with that super counter on deck, the support, like him just being on rotation is good, because using him as a third slot floating unit is obviously great, but he's not going to be around as much. Now you see, unfortunately, there is his major weakness, not countering the super. Unfortunately though, like I say, in most circumstances we wouldn't put him in slot 1. I'm just always worried if we're trying to do a showcase. I'm worried about Limit Breaker Vegito just going crazy and like stealing the show. But there was no attacks in slot 2, so I wanted to put Vegito there. We saw he took double-digit damage from the normal attacks, but unfortunately that super counter is a coin flip, and we did fail to counter, which is unfortunate. I do want to see him take a super after he's attacked and not counter, ideally, just to see what kind of damage that does. But the damage reduction obviously coming in clutch there to make sure we survive the turn, so very, very good. And then Cell is now stunned, so this turn will be a breeze to get through, and then he'll be unstunned on the next turn. AGL Cell can super multiple times, so that's the thing. One of the reasons for putting Vegito in slot 1 on that previous turn, I was fairly confident Cell was going to super. It's just unfortunate we did not get the 50% chance go our way. So yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, definitely very, very strong. If you summoned on the banner and you pulled Limit Breaker Vegito, obviously you are going to very much want this guy in your team. So here we go. This Cell basically always super attacks in slot 1. He is an absolute nightmare. So let's see if we actually do get the counter this time. You didn't give it to me the first time. Come on, you got to bring it home for the showcase here. There we go. You see that shadow flash? That means you got it. So there we go. The Kamehameha super counter from Vegito. Not exactly a crazy amount of damage, but the main utility of it, of course, is the fact that we just don't take any damage from a super. And then our boy drops over a 10 million attack stat and tanks everything else on the turn for double digits. So, I mean, this turn in and of itself is a perfect example of why physical Super Saiyan 4 Vegito is so good. And then obviously Vegito gets the benefit of that support, the benefit of the full link set aside from the one link, because physical Vegito has Kamehameha, and the AGL Vegito has, I think, Shocking Speed is the one the physical one doesn't have. So yeah, just overall very, very powerful rotation. I guess to be fair, we might as well finish off. Actually, no, we'll cut to the next one, because no, okay, no. I'm trying to decide on the fly what to do. I don't want the video to be super long, but obviously I want to get as much Vegito showcasing in as we can. I was going to say we could just skip to a different event now that we're at the end, but Cell can hit pretty hard and is a type advantage unit over Vegito, so I do kind of want to see him on a turn against Cell here and see how well he does. But again, it's kind of one of those things where Limit Breaker Vegito is poised to absolutely dominate this Cell because he has type advantage over him already anyway. So on a turn with the two Vegitos together, I pretty much have no choice but to put physical Super Saiyan 4 in slot 1, because otherwise AGL Vegito is just absolutely gonna kill him on the next turn, right? So, but look at that, even Limit Breaker Vegeta physical tanks the attacks for double digits after he supers. I feel like people massively underestimate that Limit Breaker Vegeta. Like, I'm not trying to suggest that he's really good or anything, but I've seen people act like he's just absolute garbage, unrunnable, like trash. But like once he gets his super attacks off, his raw defense is fairly good. He's not going to be tanking supers, like, don't get me wrong, but he's not like the worst unit ever or anything. So let's see what we do here. Now I'm sure we're potentially not tanking double digits from a normal in slot 1 pre-super, but let's see what we get. Oh, well, we just dodge, so there you go. I won't hit the nodes here because ideally I want him to survive and then see, because I just want to, I'm fairly sure post super he tanks cells normals here for double-digit damage. So yeah, he does. So yeah, there you go. So the Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, super good. Obviously paired up with Limit Breaker Vegito, he's in his ideal situation. So let's jump into a different setup and take another look at him here as well. Okay, so I've jumped back into the same event, but I'm running him on a team. I wanted to run him on a team where I could run him with the LR Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and both of them get a 200% leader skill. So that is the LR Super Saiyan 4s from the 7th anniversary. We didn't get them on the same rotation, so I wanted to do a thing here where I could have floated off Full Power Goku on the previous turn, but I wanted him to get some hits to build up towards his standby. And then we could just kind of see from this turn the effect that Vegito has by being a support unit. So obviously he's going to enable everyone else on the rotation to hit that a little bit harder. Of course they get supered straight away. I was going to say, these guys are not the ideal slot 1, but I was hoping that we wouldn't get immediately supered. Fortunately, Cell's not like the hardest hitting boss or anything, right? Especially at this point, right? The STR Cell can hit quite hard, but yeah, fortunately we don't take that much damage. Once we do get the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku out, we are going to get a big heal as well. But yeah, remember these guys, the 7-year LRs and then the Goku in slot 2, they are giant 8 power units. They're not crossover as well, so they're only getting the 1 support stack from Vegito, but it's still 30% attack and defense and 1 key, which is, you know, it's not a crazy amount, but it's nice for an LR to get some extra key. And Super Saiyan 4 Goku here dropping a 10 million attack stat. So, I mean, considering he is the unit that is like, you know, we're not far away from the 9th anniversary on JP. So he's like 5 years old. Definitely not crazy for current difficult content or anything, of course, but you know, he can still be somewhat usable here. So, oh wow, we actually got the Scouter effect from the full power Goku. That's not something that you see very often. So what do I want to do here? I want to build up these guys as much as possible. So I think what I'll do, I'm going to use a Yemma. I've remembered to start bringing Yemmas into showcases because it allows me to get that 1 turn of a defensive buff, so I don't have to worry about it affecting the rotation that my like showcase unit is on, right? Because I don't want them, I don't want their defense to be affected by having items active, right? So might actually just need to do this just so we have the chance to counter, because otherwise it's going to be a bit awkward. The active skill doesn't action break, so there's not really much point in doing it. So yeah, we'll just do this. Not the greatest turn. I was going to say, we could technically get a super counter from full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku in slot 1, but we didn't. So a little bit unfortunate there, but it is what it is. He does only have the 30% chance to counter super, so it's not something that you ideally want to try and rely on. But now Goku gets his super off. He's obviously still got the buff from supering in the previous turn, as well as being hit in the previous turn, obviously, so he should be looking good here. We get the double super as well. I can't remember, how many times did he get hit in the first turn? I started from the Vegito rotation, so I think he got hit 2 or 3 times. So I was going to say, as long as he doesn't dodge any of... as long as he doesn't dodge any of these attacks, he should be fine. So now it all depends whether he got hit twice or 3 times on turn 1. And therein the curse of the level 5 dodge from him being an int unit. I actually do unironically wish I hadn't given him the level 5 dodge, but without even thinking, I just pressed the like auto, like, you know, fill out everything button after I'd got him awakened and he was 55%. So of course that gives him the level 5 dodge, which in hindsight I would rather have not done. Gogeta didn't counter the super either. Damn, these guys frauded me out here. Alright, so he's going to heal in slot 1. So I guess we will do this. Use the transformation for you. And then let's use Goku's active skill. Just get out of this phase like as quickly as possible. Decent crit damage. Then we'll do this. Do this. Right, so Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta potentially will finish him off here. I mean, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta got his EZA during the 7th anniversary, so his EZA is also almost 2 years old at this point, so he's not anything too crazy, but he can still do all right. Post Super, his defense is okay. I mean, his real utility is the fact that he has the 70% chance to counter a Super, but, you know, unfortunately, with how hard-hitting some of the new content is and how many of the new Red Zone bosses are int, he doesn't really see much play anymore, which is unfortunate. I was a big fan of that Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta when he first came out. It was hype when he got his EZA, but yeah, he's not really a unit that we get to use all that much anymore. So here we go. So now we're going to have these two together finally. And yeah, he must have dodged an attack. Are you serious? Okay, well, I can take the risk here for the super counter again. We got it the first time around. So, you know. But with LR Full Power Goku, we share Super Saiyan, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle, and Saiyan Raw. With no other support on the rotation. We're still starting off at 226k. Because remember, he's getting all of the support from his own passive as well. So he's still going to be able to put out fairly consistently, like, good numbers. You know, as long as he's with partners that share some of those big links like Saiyan Raw and stuff like that, right? So, right, are we going to counter the super? If we don't, we just die. But, oh, let's go. Let's go, my goat. There he is. Countering the super again against Cell. That's what we like to see. No one else got a super counter yet, but Vegito coming in clutch. And on this turn, 9.6, because I think it's links like Power Bestowed by God, which is obviously like a Vegito specific, well, some other characters have it's more Protara specific link, is obviously giving him that little bit of extra attack that he gets with Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. But having almost a 10 million attack stat is still very good when you're getting up to those defensive levels where you can tank basically all attacks for double-digit damage. And yeah, 50% chance to counter a super. Pretty good. So, I really need to get like a good heal. Actually, will he kill if I do this? I was hoping if I did both the actives, we might actually just kill him. Hey, there we go. Now we just go straight on to the next turn. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to see the full power Goku and Vegito together, because full power Goku would get such a crazy buff from Vegito. But I mean, we can do this. Terrible orb change. And then grab these. I mean, it's very unlikely that we get another turn of this rotation, but I guess we can find out here. Obviously, Oob can't attack, so we're not going to do any damage. He still counts as a giant 8-power unit, though, right? Because the categories don't change, so he still gets that little bit of support from Vegito. Vegito picking up the Kamehameha link here as well from Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So, even though he's would have lost it from Oob. And then Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the LR, has type advantage over Cell, so not too bad in this setup. I think we will actually see another turn, you know. Because if I do... well, he actually has the higher start of turn defense. I wasn't expecting that. And then you have Saiyan Raw, so putting you there actually gives you a bit more defense already anyway. So if I do this... The only way we really take a lot of damage here is if he supers in slot 1 and I don't counter. So if we do that, and then just grab these. That gives us enough for the full power Goku transformation. I think we might get to see it, because I just want to see like the kind of number that full power Goku is going to do next to Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. So he's getting Fierce Battle, he's getting Saiyan Raw, he's getting Super Saiyan. He's going to have the 30% support, and then obviously we all know full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku can go absolutely crazy. So those two together should be a pretty nice setup here. So Gogeta, we are fine for the rest of this turn as long as we don't eat a super, right? If he supers physical Gogeta, he just needs to counter it, and then we'll be all good. Otherwise it's GG, because type disadvantage. We didn't get any rainbow orbs, so he doesn't have the extra damage reduction. Yeah, so cancelled out an attack. was going to say, wouldn't it be just perfect if that was the super? Are you actually serious? Every step of the way, we tried to get to full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And then, the Yema coming in clutch. I guess, to be fair, Gogeta does get very high raw defense after doing his super attacks. But, man, we cut it very close. We're on like 10% HP. So, there we go. We managed to get exactly 30 orbs. So, transform into full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. There's our heal. Super Saiyan, Saiyan Raw, Fierce Battle, prepared for battle. Grab these, and then grab this for you. We're at, what defense is he at? Start of turn, 250, and Vegito's at 226. So yeah, let's see what full power Goku here does, thanks to Vegito. Remember, he gets guaranteed crit as well on the full power. So yeah, 16.2 million. That's pretty good for a 55% full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku here, with the guaranteed crit as well. And then we even still get the opportunity to have Vegito attack. 10.2 million. So, yeah, Vegito, very, very good. He wants to be run with other Super Saiyan 4 units, but that's what he's been built to do, right? Crossover or Super Saiyan 4, he's going to be good with those characters. So, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Did you have Vegito already? Have you got him this year? Did you get him from the EZA banner? Or I think he's available with the White Stone. If you pulled Vegito, Limit Breaker, and you don't have this guy, obviously he is like a prime target for the White Stone or summoning on that EZA banner with the guaranteed featured and the 3 discounted multis, because when you put the 2 of them together, you really see how crazy he is. So I do think he's potentially the best heroes at EZA just because of that. Dark Mask King is probably the one who I would say is the next best. I definitely need to do a showcase for him. He is just wild. Like, he has been the MVP, I mean, apart from Vegito, obviously, like, in all of the difficult content runs that we've done on the streams and stuff. So he is super, super good. But let me know what you think about physical Super Saiyan 4 Vegito down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.